there, Greg.
Yeah, this is Greg, Social Greg, Greg Gloria, aka Social Greg, on Twitter for the Nerd Soccer Media Network. I'm here on the New Tech Tour live from Las Vegas. So, hey, Liberty, how you doing, man?
Hey, Greg, we miss you back in California.
Oh, I know. It's been a long tour. We went through, the first one was San Diego. Yesterday we were on Salt Lake City, and now we're just finishing up the Las Vegas tour. So, it's been pretty
What? Are
Yeah.
you trying to convince me that Las Vegas people care about technology and more?
Actually, Las Vegas cares about technology big time
Wow.
here. Yes,
I
yes,
thought
yes.
whatever happened in Vegas stayed in Vegas, but you're trying to take it outside of Vegas and bring
Well,
it to California.
I know they say they keep it in Vegas, but the tech is alive and well here in Vegas, man. So, yeah, it's been pretty good. We had some good pitches tonight. There were a couple of things that I liked, but yeah, it's been a it's been a long tour.
Were
Um,
they happy to see you out there in Vegas?
Yeah, I think so. I'm here at the Innovation Center (NEV) for Nevada, which is sponsored by Switch, and incredible facility. If you just take a look at this, really well done. The wireless is just off the hook here. I was able to stream video live wirelessly, which I've never done in San Francisco at all.
Wow.
Never done in San Francisco at all. So it was really nice. It was really nice. So,
Wow, that's impressive. So, well,
yeah.
I'm eager to hear what cool startups that you found out there.
Well, here in Las Vegas, there were a couple. There was a startup called Tabeso, which is an app or a service that allows you to find events in your local area and share with your friends, and hopefully all you guys can meet up. There was a cool app by a 12-year-old here called Lazy Husband. And basically, it's just an app that this kid put together. He's 12 years old.
Wait a minute. So 12-year-olds out here building apps and changing the world, and people can't design a website?
Yeah, well, he said he took about 3 months to learn it, part-time, because he was going to school. He had to study first. This kid's an A student, obviously, and he learned coding, learned CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, and he put the app together, and basically it's an app that kind of just responds back to you for canned responses. It's kind of like, if your significant other said, how do I look today, hon? And and basically you can have canned responses say, lovely, hon. Oh, you're great. You're the only one for me, babe. That type of thing.
I could definitely see that saving some marriages out there.
Yeah, absolutely. But that was kind of cool. There was kind of like there was another app that had something to do with your history of stuff, History, which is kind of cool. I like that. It allows you to kind of post it on there, tell a story about that picture of that book that you love or your blanket that you had as a baby. I guess you could do that on Facebook. But it was
Okay, so you have this book or this blanket. How does that work, and how do you get it to another
It's like
user?
Instagram, where you take a picture of it, you hashtag it, and then you could tell a story about it. So yeah, it's kind of different. But throughout this whole trip, we were sponsored by Outlook.com, so the Outlook people were here with us the whole stretch here, and bringing swag like T-shirts, free stuff like SkyDrives, which is a cloud storage.
They had some SkyDrive storage?
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Microsoft is really kind of up the ante with cloud stuff and giving away free swag here. And all the T-shirts have to go, or else because he's not lugging them back. So.
What was the overall vibe from Vegas versus, because you went to Salt Lake City and you went to San Diego?
Well, San Diego definitely was the best. Now, why is that? I'm not quite sure. I have to think about this with Myles, but in fact, I could get Myles on the camera a little bit here. But San Diego was the best. I think they're a starving tech community down there, and they'd like to get noticed by things like New Tech Tour. Salt Lake City was kind of the same thing, a little bit more reserved. But we had about 85 people there. Their vibe was was interesting. Like I said, very reserved because I think that's just the community, the type of community they live in. But
Okay.
the tech was pretty good there.
So when
Um,
you say reserved, it was like startup people with suits on and stuff like that, or what?
reserved is that like if you drop the f bomb on stage, I think they get insulted, which is
Whoa.
kind of
Okay.
different
That's a little
than
different.
yeah, it's different. Which that's perfectly fine. Um, I'd say they're just trying to figure out. They're just building up new meetups right now to try to figure out what to do there, and get the ecosystem and a community helping each other together, which is kind of very startup-ish, right? Um,
The startup community is
yeah,
startup.
yeah, exactly. I think that's a great way to put it. The startup community startup. Here in Nevada, apparently there's two big people. The guy who Rob Roy, who started Switch, who built this facility, and then Tony Shea from Zappos. And they're two opposite ends of Las Vegas, trying to build up these communities. They're in old downtown Las Vegas. They're building a new Zappos campus, and it's supposed to be full of a lot of tech stuff down there. So it's supposed to be pretty good. Should be pretty good. So you know, but the vibe here in Las Vegas was good. Yeah,
Did you find that a lot of the startups, our pitches were geared towards kind of the tourism, entertainment side at all? I mean, because I
no,
mean
no,
that's what
not at all. These
was it
guys,
geared for that?
now, of course, we only saw 6 of the many startups here. None of them were really geared towards that, though you would think they would be.
Right.
Um, the event one, you could say that that you could search events at any of the major casinos and invite your friends and meet up there. That probably has some validity. The other ones, no, not really. I wouldn't say that. They had another cool app, which is basically a virtual receptionist called Alice Receptionist, and so as soon as you approach it, it'll start to talk to you. Say, "Hello, my name is Alice. Who are you looking for?" And then a pop-up screen will kind of come up and give you options like of people that are there, companies that are there. I don't know if it'll really replace a real human being, but it's a good way to maybe augment a company that has like several buildings and you only
Yeah.
have one main receptionist, and in these other buildings you could have one of these Alice receptionist things. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, and, yeah, and I like the name Alice. So yeah.
Yeah, and well, there's standard Alice that's there. Then they said you could replace Alice with another person that you could replicate and video yourself, or have no Alice.
So what? Hey, Greg,
Yeah.
what was their response to you coming from SF? Like what? How
Wow,
receptive?
you're really asking good questions. I'd like to ask Miles that if he had such as, but I think I think San Diego was a little bit more receptive. Salt Lake City, I think it was receptive eventually, but a little bit standoffish. Actually, let me get Miles here on camera here. You should ask him that question.
Okay.
So, okay, we got Mr. Big here, and anyway, no, you could go ahead.
Hey, Liberty.
Hey,
So he
Myles.
asked, what were the response of the communities we went to, San Diego, Salt Lake City, and Las Vegas here, to an out-of-towner coming in, and I said you should ask Miles that because I think he has a lot of insight on that.
Yeah, so at first, it was a little bit of a challenge to connect with the community leaders and prove to them that we had a value proposition as an out-of-towner coming in, that we were actually going to contribute something that they didn't already have. So we had some pushback and standoffedness. Is that even a word?
Yeah, yeah.
On that front.
He had a couple drinks, but that's okay.
But as we started to get to know some of the players and the startups and started to line up a decent program of people that were going to contribute and be part of the show, folks started to rally around it and really recognize that, hey, this is a pretty cool thing going on. Maybe we should go check it out. And then on the day of the show, that the outpouring of the community was tremendous. So at first we kind of had that perception of being these interlocal developers coming from out of town. But then when we were in the house, and then the feedback that came in afterwards, you read all of those. They're like, thank you. They're like, thanks for coming and kicking us in the ass and showing us, that we have something here. It's like, we were praised, and that's heartwarming.
Absolutely.
To generate that sentiment. And it's a little proof in the pudding that maybe we're doing something right around here.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like once
say that again, Liberty. What?
I said it seems like once they realized you weren't trying to sell them the monorail, they said, "Hey, come on in here and be a part of the community and be a part of the town." Is that kind of what happened?
He was like, since we weren't here to maybe come and sell them the monorail or some big thing, it could be a come on, from his.
Oh yeah, well that was the thing. We're not trying to sell anything. We're just trying to inject a little bit of the vibe and the energy and the passion that we have for technology in San Francisco into these fledgling communities of these little towns, or not so little towns, but these small yet growing tech communities that kind of look to the Bay Area as we're in this unique spot in the Bay Area, right? And they maybe secretly wish that they were there, but they're not, and they're making a go of it where they are. But there is that. We're kind of, I hate to say it, but we're kind of like on some sort of pedestal, right? So one of the things that we're offering to all of these companies that we've chosen to present in these different cities is that opportunity to come to San Francisco and show off there. And when we start to offer that out, everyone is like, yes, thank you so much. That's so awesome. So that bridge building that we were doing turned out to be one of the bigger value adds that we were able to contribute. So yeah, we're not selling a monorail or some snakeskin oil or whatever. We're just shining a light on good stuff and hoping to invigorate the community and get people.
Do you think that you've invigorated the community?
Inspiration is the word of the
Do you think we could? She asked if we could invigorate the community with us being in San Francisco, or even this
remotely invigorate them once we leave. You mean, or
no? As far as the tour right now, the cities that you've already hit, do you think that you've breathed some life into them?
Influencing that,
I think
inspired.
Yeah,
use the word inspire a lot here.
I think we show them what's possible to a certain extent. Even tonight, people came up after the event and said, "Hey, I was at something last night, and it sucked." And what you did here was great. The format was great. The energy was great. The content was great. And to us, it's almost rote. It's like we have a process by which we just do it, and it happens.
Right.
And maybe we take it for granted.
I think we take it for granted. I think we just do it so much that I think going out of San Francisco has helped us look at us a different way.
Absolutely.
I think, right?
Absolutely. There's always room for improvement, right? But I like being a little Johnny Appleseed and taking, this juju that we have back in the Bay Area and kind of planting our seeds in these different towns. Yeah. And they're like, come back, come back, come back. So phase 2 of this tour is to revisit some, if not all, of the cities that we've already, been in, and it's only been 3 so far, as well as to continue down the line, because there are plenty of little technology communities out there that have these people that are working on great things, that are looking for an outlet and a channel and a way to expose what they're doing. And we're in.
They're looking for a leader.
Perfect spot to kind of help mobilize all of that. So.
Yeah, we got to close off and go back. But any last questions for me or Myles?
I just want to say thank you guys from San Francisco, and thanks for spreading the SF New Tech and giving people just the ingenuity and the initiative to make them feel as though they can change the world. Because a lot of people, they think if they're not in the Bay Area, they're not valid. And that's just not true. So, awesome job, guys.
Thanks, Liberty.
Yeah, thanks, Liberty. We'll see you back. In a couple weeks, I guess we'll be at SF New Tech again, and we'll be doing the show there live from Mighty 119 Utah Street. So, anyway, we're gonna sign off. This is Myles Weislater and Greg Gloria live here from New Tech Tour at Las Vegas, the Innovation Center, which is by Switch. Anyway, we appreciate that. Thanks for talking with us. You guys be careful out there. See you guys back in San Francisco.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.